So this changes everything. If you've been following my thesis, my trades, the channel, you know that I've been shorting Bitcoin and long in oil, but that changed yesterday. I even have, made it public from March 25th, and I've taken long positions on oil. My oil positions are all banked about $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 on them, which is fine, but it changed yesterday. And I made the post in the community. If you have read it, amazing. If not, then there's a link in the description to the Telegram channel. It's free. But the basic idea and the reason why everything changed is because I had to close 60% of my oil long position, 60, 70%. And I'm going to reason in this show not only why I did that, but what is coming next and why it could potentially signal that, I'm not saying it's the top for oil, but it's coming very, very close to the top. And why am I adding to my Bitcoin short position and still targeting 60,000? If you don't know who I am, my name is 𝗏𝗏, and I actually do these updates every single day. 5 to 10 minutes, very, very short, and I'm a short time frame and a high time frame, a low time frame, high time frame trader as well. 22% if you're not subscribed. If you just, want to come with us, we would love to hit 40,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So it would be amazing if you do subscribe. And yeah, let's get going. So very important, since the 25th of March, I've been coming here on the channel as well and telling you, why I believe oil is a great long. And you see here, my realized position here is about $400, unrealized is 700, here is 5,000 is the realized, and then about 1,000 unrealized, up 256%. So this is a 10x long on oil, up about 25% since our entry. And I've been guiding you through this at Telegram. This is also why it's good joining in. It's completely free. It's a channel where I communicate, but I've been guiding you through these trades. But yesterday, I read this 𝗔𝗟𝗣𝗛𝗪 report, 𝗧𝗪𝗜𝗔𝗗𝗪 research report, where the base, it's actually a crazy story. I don't know if it's true or not, we'll see. I'll explain what I think it is. But the story goes that there is a guy from this 𝗧𝗪𝗜𝗔𝗪𝗔 research that goes into the region through Oman with $15,000 in cash, recording sunglasses, smuggles camera, Cuban cigars, and whiskey, and then records what is actually happening in the Strait of Hormuz. So he records what he swims in the ocean, he gets arrested by the local CIA. It's actually a crazy story. But the reason why this is interesting is because they basically confirm, and this is I made a post about it, is that they come to the conclusion that the Strait of Hormuz do have a dark fleet passing through every single day. So we thought, or the report said, and all oil analysts and everybody was counting on about 3 to 4 to 5 ships. But apparently they can turn off. There is a jammer, I actually retweeted this. You might want to read the whole report as well in my post here as well. But they can somehow game the system where there is about 50% underreporting of the ships that are passing. That means that about double the ships pass that they do. Yes, it's still only 10 to 15% of the pre-war traffic, but it signals that there is a misalignment in the data that we base everything on. And that combined with the potential escalation coming today, I do believe it's not worth leaving these oil long positions for longer. Again, I still have, as I said, about 20% of them, 20, 30, 40% of them still open. But ultimately, I do believe that it makes a lot of sense to close them. Now, I said this, right? I've been saying for a long time, do not believe headlines short Bitcoin, long oil. But it's very important, and I know these are going to be the moments where the comments come, fucking flip-flopping, bro. I've made $7,000 on these trades for the past, 20 days. I'm not flip-flopping, but you have to understand that as a trader, you have to take an opportunity, you have to ride an opportunity, and you have to know when to get out. It's like a train. You don't want to get off before you get to the end of the train station, before you get to the final destination, but also you don't want to stuck on a train and then go back. I've done that when I was drunk, and then, you get to the point, you just sleep, and then you go back to where you came from. You don't want to do that either. So ultimately, I have closed most of my positions, and I do believe that oil can have a push here, but that could potentially be the top for oil, especially if these things come, if this actually gets confirmed, that if there is going to be some kind of a deal, if there is going to be de-escalation. I said here, if there is no deal and no continued escalation, the push towards 125, 150 oil, which I see happening, might be generational entry for short positions. And I said, if there is no escalation to the delay by Trump again, or potential potential there that is most likely the top for all. So I'm gonna be monitoring oil. I do believe that it is a little bit running out of steam here. I do believe that this built up liquidity is definitely something that is going to get taken. My target remains about 125 if there is no de-escalation tomorrow, which is very unlikely. We're gonna talk about it in a second. But ultimately, when it comes to oil, I am mostly out of my position, both to WTI and on Brent. I mean, catching a 25% move on one of the most traded assets on commodities on the planet, I think it's something that we can just put on our belt and be very happy about. So I don't want to push that further. I'm going to update you if I take the short position. I will take the short position. I'm going to update you when and how that happens. Let's talk about, before I talk about Bitcoin, let's talk about Trump because it's also relevant. So that's one thing that regarding oil. I do think that tensions will ease a little bit when it comes to, even if oil just chops here, that's enough for me because the new report that comes out will be picked up by a lot of people, and there will be more reports coming in which will basically confirm that what I just explained. You can also read the post, I'll link it in the description. So Donald Trump is no longer effing around, right? So he had this power plant day, bridge day, all wrapped up in one, opened the effing Strait. This has been a post on Friday and basically gave ultimatum until Tuesday, which is today. So around midnight ET, midnight New York time, what's going to happen is unknown for humanity. We don't know if Trump is going to go and start nuking these guys, or they're going to start sending troops in the ground, he's going to start bombing infrastructure. But Iran came back with a proposal of 10-point plan, including guaranteed that Iran will not be attacked again, permanent end to the war, anti-Israel strikes in Lebanon, lifting all US sanctions. These points are not that far away, in my opinion. They are not that bad considering everything, and considering that the US apparently is losing this. Now, the US officials obviously came out and they said it's too far away from what they want and it's not going to be a deal. And Iran now is calling for people, children and women and whatever, to go and protect these infrastructure points. There's 80 million people that's going to get left behind without water, without electricity. So it's kind of serious. But they are calling for people to actually just protect as human shield, go to these places so the US will not bomb them. So it's going to be a very nasty but very interesting 48 hours or 24 hours here, which we have to monitor. And monetize as well. How bad it sounds, but that is what we do here, trade on the channel, and you just have to take what comes. So if you look at this, one more thing that I think is very, very interesting or important is that this is far beyond the US and Iran and Israel. It's far beyond that. If the US carries through with their infrastructure and bombing, the problem is that the region can become uninhabitable. And I'm not saying this has to FUD and whatever, but you have to understand the reason, the implications, and why I'm short in Bitcoin as well, which I'm going to lead into now, is because this is far more than just a war in Iran. If they go through, Iran is going to attack the neighboring countries, Dubai, the UAE, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia. So you can look at these places and just go like, holy shit, Iran is going to bomb their infrastructure. And if you look at Dubai, the real estate being down 40% already, I mean, that would be catastrophic for the region, but in general for the entire world. So we have to see how that goes. But ultimately, I do believe that less long oil now, but short Bitcoin still remains. Why and how? Here's what I'm thinking. So if you look here, ultimately, I've been saying the same thing, and this is why it's worth subscribing and turning the notifications on, because I'm guiding you through every single day. What I've been saying, let's take a higher time frame view here for a second. So on the higher time frame, we came back to the 50% retrace, which I said a couple of times you have to. That's fine. You know that I'm not going to spend time on it. But what didn't happen is a close below the daily low. Now, why this is interesting is because I always say elevator up, stairs down. So we could potentially see a rebound from here and a push towards, even towards 86,000. We can see that. What do I need to see for that not to happen? Well, it's simple, a daily break below, but also that starts with a 4-hour break below. The 4-hour break did happen. There was a 4-hour strong market structure shift. I have shorted here, and I told you I am. And when we came back 50% here, and I'm not gonna spend time on this, this is why you come back every day. If you don't have 5 minutes, then I can't help you. But you come back 50, then you come back 50. It always came back 50 and then made a lower low. This is no different this time. Market structure shift, retrace to the higher time frame order block, and then a continuation down to take this trendline liquidity. This is a perfect trendline liquidity to be taken if Trump starts carrying out major bombings in infrastructure. I'm telling you now, Bitcoin, if that happens, if tonight there will, I think he will delay, by the way, but if there is going to be a bombing, we're gonna see something very similar to this. Very similar. I'm not saying it's gonna be down to 45, but something like this, definitely. Down to 55, down to 56, in no time. This happened, by the way, in 3 days. So don't get overconfident and don't say that we're going higher and don't say that the bottom is in, because it's not, okay? So the only reason why I think there is a potential for us to go higher is because the daily did not close below, but because there's so much uncertainty on the macro level and because the chart basically screams at you lower lows and lower highs, there is no reason for you to not take a short position. Now, obviously, I can't force you to, and I don't even want to. You do whatever you want to do, but I am short Bitcoin and I'm going to remain short Bitcoin. I have this position. I've taken $2,000 profit, but I'm still having this 33%, about $3,000 up. I've built this position up. I'm targeting 60,000. I am going to add to this position when it comes to that. I will update you in the community when I do. I actually been doing that. I shorted a 72,000 up here. I shorted, and now my entry is at around 71,000. So I have been adding to these. I have been adding to this position, and ultimately, I do believe that we're going lower on the lower time frame. What I want to see now, there is a break on the 15-minute, which I like. So what I really am looking for is a little bit of a push on London. And when that happens, I am just going to open on Bitfunded as well and just short this. This could be the golden entry. If that happens, I want to see a push. I want to see, I'm going to get in here, stop loss up here, or even up here. We'll see how that goes. And then just short it down there. This is why, again, join in the community. There's literally a link in the top of the description somewhere here. And then also subscribe to the channel. One more thing I wanted to tell you is that if you want to get yourself a Bitfunded deal, don't. There is a deal coming tomorrow, one of the best that I've ever seen in my life. It's gonna be incredible. I can't tell you what it is, but it's going to include a funded account. So I don't think I can tell you that. Anyway, it's fine. I think I just spilled the beans. Anyway, it's fine. So it's gonna be a very cool promo tomorrow. I'm gonna let you know. But what I wanted to tell you is that there is this competition still running. If you haven't heard about it, you can fly to Madrid with me. All expenses covered, luxury hotel, paintball, go-kart, and a La Liga match with Real Madrid in Madrid. It's gonna be an absolute blast, even if you're not a football fan. All you need to do is sign up to 2bit and trade on 2bit. It's going to last for another 21 days. So do that. Join in and just simply watch yourself. There was a lot of confusion. People didn't understand. We're going to correct this. But ultimately, the top 5 highest volume can come. The top 3 in P&L. You can trade with $200 and still be qualified if you have the highest P&L. And then there will be lucky winners who will get merch as well. I am running in the competition as well. I will have to steam off a little bit here. I'm up 17%. I'm number 12 here on the Profit Master, and I'm number 31 on volume. I don't trade big volume for a reason. But I might win the P&L, and then I just take myself. But there's a link in the description. Join in the community, subscribe to the channel, turn the notifications on, and join in the competition. And come back tomorrow. Guys, much love. Take care.